everyone, Jennifer Starlight here. I thought I'd just pop on after visiting my chiropractor this morning, who was asking me if I could explain why so many people are coming to him in so much distress, so much physical pain, so much emotional turmoil. He said this whole year, it's like it's been building with his clients, but particularly the last few weeks, he's noticed it's just become so intense what people are going through. And I said to him, well, that's interesting, because I did a live transmission last Sunday where my guide Min was talking about the intensity we are all in, and that this intensity is actually not going to go away, but it had a higher purpose. And the higher purpose is to force us to do our inner work and our inner healing and transformation. Because if we don't, we are just going to carry on generation after generation sharing the denied, repressed emotions, sharing the illusions, so that future generations, all they're going to inherit is really deep denials, more disease, more dysfunctions. So the intensity is for the purpose of forcing us to transform. But in saying that, he also shared that this intensity has a wonderful side as well. And that is the intensity of, he explained it as like electrical joy, really beginning to feel love inside of ourselves for the first time in many, many, many lifetimes. Realizing that we're all one, treating each other with honor and love and respect. The transmission before this one, the one in October, and actually the one in September, he spoke a lot about the coming golden age, but that the golden age was not out there. The golden age is in here. And to use an analogy, many people feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel at the moment, and that if there is a light, it's the train coming towards them. But I want to tell you that light is there at the end of the tunnel. You need to keep going, because that light is actually your own inner light. It's your own internal love. It's your own eternal being. It's your own divine intelligence. It's your omnipresent self. So there is a reason why the intensity is building upon the planet. And I think everybody needs to remember that right now. Because if we choose not to surrender and align with this intensity, well, we go into a 9-year next year. And traditionally, that is about letting go, endings, completion. Yes, it's also about consolidation. But first, there needs to be the endings. There needs to be the moving into the right place, particularly within ourselves. So if we don't work with the intensity now, I can guarantee you guys, you're going to be made and forced more than ever to do it in 2025. In Diamond Light philosophy, I think there are two major cornerstones that I teach in healing, particularly when I'm teaching the Diamond Light healing and using of the symbols. And I say to my students, understanding is the most powerful tool any of us have. Because what understanding does, understanding of why you feel the way you feel, understanding of why you think the way you think, understanding of why you're creating what you're creating or destroying, Understanding allows us to get under the misunderstandings and the misinformation that we've been given about ourselves and what it is to be a human being. So giving yourself the love, understanding, and compassion that you will often not get off other people, but are expecting to, giving ourselves that love, understanding, and compassion, particularly to our emotional bodies, is what's going to allow those emotions to transform actually very easily and very quickly. The other foundation of diamond light healing is self-responsibility. Now, I know this can be difficult, but it is the truth. You are more powerful than you give yourselves credit for. And the truth is you're creating or co-creating everything. So self-responsibility and understanding are the keys to navigating this healing journey that we're all on. Many, many, many things are happening on so many different levels, different dimensions, and I'm sure a lot of you are feeling this as well. We're coming into our multidimensionality now, and that's very hard to explain or put into words. But I want you to understand that also inside of you, within every cell of you, there is a multidimensional world as well. And one of the also quickest ways to get into that multidimensionality, in other words, those invisible forces and aspects of us that we actually need now, is to invoke light. And I don't mean sunlight, I don't mean starlight, and I don't mean moonlight. I mean spirit's light, which is actually consciousness. And it's very simple to do. It's important to ground down. So ground yourself in your body and ask for the pure consciousness of universal light to flow through you. Now, it is flowing through you anyway. It's called life force energy. I call it divine current. But if you're not aware of it, or you're blocking it with fear or emotional magnets, it can't get through, and it can't get into the cells of the body. It can't get into the organs of the body. It can't get into the emotional body to assist in the transformation of this healing journey. So another tool is to invoke the pure consciousness, and you can call it either universal light, the light of source, the light of love, whatever suits you is something, and this should be done on a daily basis. We are coming to the end of the 8. The intensity is building. And I have to say, I feel the intensity is going to continue into next year if we don't surrender to what needs to take place now on this healing journey. Because 9 is the number of the universe, and 9 is about endings. It's also about consolidation, but it's ultimately about letting go of what is not meant to be in your life anymore. And what's not meant to be in our lives anymore is all this pain that's come through misinformation, which has caused all the misalignments within us. And the misinformation is what other people call illusion. But we've been told so many lies about ourselves. Example would be, humans are at the bottom of the spiritual ladder. My guide Min says the opposite. He said, we see you as the masters because you've had the courage to take on a human suit, an ego mind, and an emotional body. That takes mastership. So basically, what I've realized is everything that we've been taught, and particularly within the dogma of religion, that we are less than, that we have to purify ourselves, that we're born in sin, all of these things all need to come up for release. Because the healing journey is not about taking on any new beliefs. The healing journey is just actually about letting go of all of this illusion, all this self-doubt, despair. Now, in this 8th year of 2024, the big thing that most people have been having to work with is, which is what is taught in Diamond Light, is inadequacy. And every human being on the planet has suffered from some form of inadequacy in some shape or form. And that can often manifest itself as being a workaholic and a perfectionist. And because we try to run away from that feeling of inadequacy. But I want you to know that inadequacy is probably one of the biggest lies we have all been told. It's caused comparisons with others, competition with others. It's caused depression. It's caused despair. It's caused hopelessness and helplessness. And that needs to stop. And how it stops is by getting into the higher octave of the 8. And the higher octave of the 8 in Diamond Light is integration. It's also about, as I said, invoke light into the body. It's also about integrating and receiving love, support, inspiration, guidance from the spirit world. That is the higher path of this year. The higher path of the 9-year next year, 2025, is going to be becoming conscious, becoming connected to our multidimensional selves and the universe and beyond. That's what next year's about. But we can't do that if we're clogged up with emotional, mental magnets of inadequacy, of doubt, of fear. So please surrender, continue to surrender to your healing journey. Know that there is a higher purpose. Know that you would not be going through this unless you could go through this. And call upon Spirit to help you every day. And keep going. Just keep going, because there are big shifts coming, and they usually come when we least expect them. But I was also told, and I think I shared this in another little talk I gave, that April next year, if we continue to be diligent and go deeper into the pain body, April next year is going to see a huge shift. A good shift for many, many people. And after Min's transmission last Sunday, I feel the shift has to do with the intensity of joy and love and connection, instead of the intensity of doubt and fear and pain. So please take care. Lots of love. And I know you can do it. And on some level, you already have. I'm just here to remind you. Lots of love.